retire early with a self-directed IRA. Hey everyone, Adam Bergman, tax attorney, founder of IRA Financial, and welcome to another episode of AdBits. Today's episode, I'm going to go through all the details you need to know about how a self-directed IRA can help you retire early. And I guess when I say the word retire early, all relevant, right? What's early? Is it 50? Is it 40? Is it 60? Is it 70? Well, with a self-directed IRA, this podcast is going to show you how you can take your life and your future and your retirement goals into your own hands by using the power of the self-directed IRA through the enormous value of deferral and compounding returns. So before I get into the nuts and bolts of the podcast, let me just briefly describe why I say the IRA is the most powerful way to retire that exists. And it's based off compound returns or deferral. And in simple math, it's as follows. You're going to have more money in an account when it's not subject to taxation, right? Simple example, which I've used millions of times. You have $100 that you have in a personal account subject to a 20% tax rate. You'll have $80 after you generate the $100. If you had an IRA, you'd be left with $100. Now, 100 is more than 80. Even my 10-year-old son knows that, and he's not even that good at math. So if you do that over many, many, many years, you're going to take advantage of the power of compounded returns. The rule of 72, assuming a 9% rate of return, your money doubles every 8 years, assuming a 10% rate of return every 7.2 years. So in order to generate a larger nest egg, you want to save in a vehicle that takes advantage of the power of compounded returns. So this is the first way you're going to retire early with a self-directed IRA is start saving early, be consistent in the amount you can contribute. You can do $7,000 or $8,000 if you're over 50 in 2024. There's also SEP IRAs, simple IRAs. If you have a business that you could put away up to $69,000 in the case of the SEP, or approximately $16,000 in a simple. Or if you have access to a 401k at work, the employer 401k is a great way to save. Put away $23,000 or $30,500 if you're over 50. Plan may even give you a 3 or 4% safe harbor match. And then when you leave your job, you can roll that into an IRA and then have the ability to continue contributing or saving. So the first way to retire early is to save through a retirement vehicle. The second way is diversification, right? I'm not an investment advisor, I'm a tax lawyer, but I've seen it through myself, my family, and clients. I have 25,000 of them. Your money is going to grow faster when it's diversified. Yes, if you put all your money into NVIDIA, you probably would have done really well the last couple of years. But if you had it in NVIDIA in the last 7 or 8 years, you probably would have been better if you diversified into different assets like equities and also real estate and private investments and different types of asset classes. So a self-directed IRA will let you diversify because you're not going to be restricted to just doing traditional investments like equities, mutual funds, ETFs. You're going to be able to do almost anything you want except 3 things: life insurance, collectibles like art, and any self-dealing transaction, which is basically using your IRA to personally benefit, buy yourself a car or a watch or to go on vacation. With your IRA, all the income gains generated from your IRA will go back into the IRA so long as you just don't self-deal. So now there's a lot of really cool strategies that you can use to help yourself retire early with a self-directed IRA. And I think most of them center around the Roth IRA. So the Roth IRA is an after-tax type of an IRA. Just like a traditional IRA, you can put away $7,000 or $8,000 if you're over 50. Even if you make $1 million a year, the income limitations of $240,000 married filed jointly or $161 if you're single doesn't really apply because you can do what's called a backdoor Roth IRA, where you simply make an after-tax IRA contribution and then just convert it to Roth. And so long as you don't have any other pre-tax IRAs, you can automatically convert an after-tax up to the $7,000 or $8,000 without any tax, since you're going after-tax to Roth. Now, once you're in a Roth, this is the play. The play is you want to grow that Roth as much as you can, because once you're 59 and a half and the Roth's been open at least 5 years, you can pull out anything you want tax-free from the Roth. So the idea is, hey, you buy rental real estate, you buy dividend stock, you buy royalties, rental income I mentioned, capital gain investments, hard money loan investments, And then as you get past 59 and a half and the Roth's been open 5 years, you can start living off that income tax-free, right? So you can do the same thing in a traditional IRA, right? You buy real estate, get rental income, get dividend from dividend stocks, interest from hard money loans, royalties, but you're going to pay tax when you pull that money out, which is fine because that money is going to continue to grow in the account, whatever is not pulled out, and you'll still be able to take advantage of the power of compounded returns because it's still in the IRA, at least whatever remains there. However, if you're in a Roth, as long as you're 59 and a half, the Roth's been open 5 years, you could pull everything out tax-free. So that means if you had a rental real estate property and the tenant's still paying you $1,000 a month, you could pull out that net income and just live off it. So maybe you had a house in an IRA and you can sell it once you're over 59 and a half and the Roth's been open 5 years, tax-free. Or you can live in it. Once you're over 59 and a half, the Roth's been open 5 years, you can just take that property as a distribution, won't be subject to taxation, and then it's yours. So you can live on it and then sell your other house and get that money and live off it. So the Roth IRA is really the segue into being able to retire early by using a self-directed IRA in a very tax-efficient way because you're going to save the tax on any of the distributions from the retirement account. Do the same thing in a pre-tax IRA or SEP or Simple, or even a 401k. The only difference is whatever you use to pull out, you have to pay income tax, which may not be a big deal depending on your income tax bracket. But if you don't ever want to worry about income tax and you want to really maximize your tax savings, then the best way to retire early with a self-directed IRA is the Roth IRA, because 59 and a half in 5 years, those are the two key numbers to keep in mind. Once you satisfy those two rules, you can then literally pull the money out, whatever you want, and live off those funds tax-free. It's a great supplement to Social Security. If you have annuities or any other income that you have, this set of income would be tax-free. So if you're in a 30% tax bracket, you're going to have 30% extra money because the income you pull out of the Roth IRA will not be subject to tax. And that 30% may be the difference to allowing you to retire in your 60s versus your 70s. All right, if you have 100K, 30%, that's 30,000 bucks. Or maybe you're taking 50K, 30% is 15K. That maybe pays your rent or your mortgage for the year. So you have a lot of opportunities when you employ the Roth into the self-directed framework. You have really, really exciting opportunities to take advantage of the power of compounded returns. And then based off your lifestyle, what you want to do, whether you want to continue working or maybe you want to go part-time and have a little more balance in your life, the self-directed IRA will let you do that by hopefully giving you diversification, giving you flexibility, and giving you, most importantly, the ability to pull the money out tax-free, at least whatever you need to live off. And then by saving the tax on what you're pulling out, that in itself should be the difference to allow you to retire early. And there's a lot of really cool things, whether you just want to live off the income passively, whether you actually want to take that asset and own it, the house, and literally say, you know what, I'm living in the house, I'm going to sell my other house, get the 300 or 400 or 500 grand and use that to live, to save and spend, and I'm just going to live in this house. Or you can say, you know what, I'm going to rent out the house in the IRA and keep that rental income flowing tax-free into my pocket. Or I'm going to do hard money loans. Let's say I have 300 grand. I'm going to get 13-14% on the hard money loans. And I'm going to be able to take that 40 G's tax-free and just live off it. And when you add to the Social Security, maybe you and your spouse get another 30K Social Security and the 45,000 tax-free, you live off. You're like, hey, I'm close to 100K. I got some other savings. I don't need to work. I got my house is paid for. I'm in my 60s, 70. I don't need that much. My kids are out of school, so I don't have to save for college. And I'm in a pretty comfortable spot. I have 150K passive income. A chunk of it's tax-free. And this is just really, a really good opportunity for me to stop working and play golf or pursue a hobby or charity or whatever you want to do. But with a self-directed IRA, the ability to retire early is, I think, really augmented through the power of compounding returns, diversification, and flexibility. So thank you for listening. If you're watching on YouTube, really appreciate it. Please don't forget to subscribe to this podcast or to our amazing YouTube channel. If you are watching the podcast, we tend to drop 3 podcasts and 3 to 4 videos a week. So definitely want to subscribe. You'll get notifications when I go live or when a new podcast or video drops. So definitely want to do that. Otherwise, have a great rest of your day, and I hope to see everyone again next week. Thanks.